Today we ask the question, are you nearing retirement? Say yes. It may not be that simple, but it starts with a yes. That's right. It starts with a yes. Getting a house sitter takes a little planning, but world travel is more than possible. It's fun. Action. From our own experience, we can tell you that a great adventure awaits you, and you can do it step by step, starting right now. After you say yes, a systematic approach works best. But that's not to say it's a formula. It's more a recipe that includes ingredients relevant to you and your success. In this case, success means peace of mind and a happy, relaxed life. That might include bucket list travel, exciting adventures, or personal exploration in serene settings. Okay, let's get started. Yes. Okay, these are more checklist items than recommendations. Enjoy the process. Okay, getting started. You'll want to get your passport. It's typically good for 10 years. There are businesses that help with this. The Postal Service does a great job too. This one might sound strange, but get a world map. We put it up on the wall and circle things, draw lines on it, and make notes. You never know what materializes.
Hi, we are Olga and Daniel.
Our pleasant journeys.
We backpack all over the world. It's an open-ended trip with many twists and turns.
Olga's the active one. I make movies and light coffee yoga. And these are
Our pleasant journeys.
Oh, good morning.
Hi.
They just turned the blender on in the kitchen. And I don't know what that means, but we've ordered food. Olga's having pineapple juice.
Yay!
And our morning routine in this R&R segment, rest and relaxation, kind of between segments.
Overlong. And it's easy living, super easy living here. Even though things have shut down here and there, all you need is one good restaurant for the morning, and here you are, a nice room, and we have a lovely room, and a pool, and the beach is looking awesome, and the weather is great, so...
We initially looked at it as a holding pattern because of the war in the Middle East, this being April 2026. It was a truce on, but I did see that the Bahrain airport opened yesterday. So we hope for things to return to normal.
Yeah.
But instead of holding pattern, we just moved to it's a R&R.
Yeah, well, we're just sort of catching our breath and living here. Living is affordable, and it's very pleasant.
I got a haircut yesterday.
You did? I went to the dentist.
I'm looking for a pair of scissors so I can trim my beard today.
Yeah, and I got one major big deal done yesterday, pain-free again. I don't know how that's even possible.
But when we first arrived, there were no tourists.
Yeah, even here this time, yeah.
I saw 2 people on the beach the first morning.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, we've met maybe a dozen people from 4 or 5 European countries.
It has slowed down because of the war, because, people fly from Europe to India and always through that corridor, and so it has really made an impact here.
This is the end of the tourist season for the Westerners.
But yeah, because it gets hot and
it gets very warm, and the rains come next month.
Mm-hmm.
But Olga had her dental appointment, and we decided we would come here, and it's turned out to be a real bonus.
Really nice. Beaches, pool, oh my gosh. Beautiful weather. I got a gym membership, I've got yoga going, runs, it's awesome.
I brought this up because we're now in the midst of putting together a retirement video, and people want to know, well, what do we do with our day if we take the leap and go overseas? So these are the elements in that.
Yeah.
I still do my coin collecting, and I pick up things as we travel, coins and obsolete currency. And while Olga's off on a run, I look things up online, figure out what they are, categorize and catalog them, so that when we go back home and I sell them on eBay, you know.
Retirement can be actually shocking, because when you're used to working and having a routine and a car and this and that, and you have your way of living, it completely changes. So you have to be mentally ready, and even if you're not, adjust to, okay, what do I do with my day, you know? We don't drink, we don't go to bars, and some people do that. That's what they do now. And so we have to stay healthy and mentally healthy, and you find ways that...
Olga has concluded that this is the death by lazy boy, that if that's your model, then you've got the lazy boy already, and you've got the beer and the TV, and that's already happening. But if you want a more...
upbeat, positive, healthy...
outside the home, outside your town, maybe outside the country experience, then all these things are available in a world of travel. And it doesn't have to be shocking or fear-ridden or super expensive.
Right.
I'm just on the point where I'm discussing
but there's some discipline needed. There is some, I think discipline is a good word, because it might be so easy to only do this or only do that, but it's not easy actually. So you have to have a little discipline and say, okay, I'm going to fill my day. What do I fill it with?
Olga said the other day, start now, whether you're at home. Take a series of, day trips or small trips, or, things that get you out of your home environment into
the humdrum life, because it becomes humdrum. We know that. We've done it. We've lived all these particulars.
We had it wasn't a camper van, but it was an SUV, and we had the solar panel, and we had the inverter, and we made coffee, camping. But that got a little old.
I try to have...
It was fun for a couple of weeks. We weren't rugged campers that would go out for months and months. Some people are.
Yeah, well, for me it was too much driving. I don't want to sit in the car 8 hours a day or 6 hours a day or however much it was. I like camping, but all that driving or being driven, it's too much for me. I don't like it. So that's personal. Some people love it. Yeah. So that's...
And so now, after we've been out 10 years, we got rid of the car when we made Hawaii our home base.
Yeah.
And it did initially change the way we traveled in the States. We were already going without car overseas, not renting cars and going on the local trips.
But we used to make these cross-country trips, visiting people and friends and doing things. And
it's changed.
I don't want that anymore either. It was too much driving for me.
We fly in when it's mutually agreeable.
Yes.
There's some pull to do it or some duty that requires it, and we can do it comfortably.
That's our food.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Breakfast is served.
Yeah.
Olga gets her idli. I'm getting kind of beans and veggies on toast.
Here's a little idli disc.
I'm getting the British breakfast, beans on toast today.
All right.
And, all right.
Thank you, sir. Very good.
Good luck.
Thank
have
you.
fun.
Yeah.
Definitely have fun. Okay, where were we? Choose a destination. Start with one and then build on that. Soon an itinerary will form. I've always wanted to go where? Think about it. Your own style. If you like hiking, start with that. Others like sailing or cruises or spa treatments. We like guest houses and B&B settings. Or consider one-way travel. I'd say this was one of our biggest single changes we made in behavior. Traveling one direction, one destination at a time. It opened up so many other twists and turns, and that means possibility. Next up is gear. Start with a day pack, lightweight hat, and sunglasses. Olga added swim fins and snorkel. You'll find that the actual luggage you use will evolve over time. Some like bags with wheels, we're backpackers. We suggest you buy a lightweight sweater, maybe merino wool, and a windbreaker. It makes adjusting to weather easy. Find some comfortable walking shoes, cross trainers, or Teva-like sandals. Olga likes Chacos. One of the things we like to do is explore the travel section at the big stores in the mall, travel size stuff, that sort of thing. This isn't a necessity, but we put together a small first aid kit. We use a large Ziploc bag with a good assortment of Band-Aids, eye drops, tweezers, aspirin, etc. You find what you use and it helps. It kind of fits in the category of having the charge cables and the right adapter to keep your cell phone charged. Okay, on to finances. Everyone has a budget, but not everyone is a budget traveler. For this reason, finances is very personal. And because it's personal, it will be reflected in your style. Some basics are shown below. For example, we only use cash or debit card, prepaying. Whether it's the next flight or hotel, prepayment as we go is our policy. Most people do use credit cards, using loyalty programs, collecting points as they go. It requires a little discipline. Like we said, it's personal. People told us we would need $25,000 to $35,000 US dollars to take off for a year. Maybe so, but that isn't our experience. Because you don't need it all at once or up front. To begin with, we sketch out our itinerary, and even that we do incrementally, planning multiple small trips, staged back to back. This lets us prepay a few big expenses, keeping enough control to remain comfortable. Every now and then you hit an obstacle, and whether to continue on or return to home base, it does come up. So allowing for breaks in between segments, it really works. We don't plan everything in advance. And like this time right now, we have an R&R segment to catch up. We do recommend that you pick up some foreign currency ahead of time, whether it's pounds or euros or dollars. We typically have $200 to $300 in cash reserved between us. We pick up money on entering a country. There's always somewhere you can exchange, or you can access an ATM when that's available. One time we ran out of cash. I think we were in Turkey. Our credit cards would not work. Olga emptied her backpack, and guess what? She found 200 euros at the bottom of her bag. On the practical side, I guess it's prudent to get an extra debit card, PayPal, Schwab, Stash, whatever's convenient for you. I don't know why, but not every card works every time. The next item is a conclusion we came to, but again, this is personal. But consider paying off any loans that are within your reach, that you can then designate the monthly payments as travel funds. It's a really fun extension and a funding source for future trips. Okay, this brings us to trip planning. As you start researching flights and bookings online, there are apps, Skyscanner, Kiwi, Booking.com. These are just a few. You can always call a travel agent for advice if you must. Convenient, but not always the best value. Set up a travel area in your house. We found this to be very fun and very good feng shui too, by the way. In the meantime, start taking short trips to expand your comfort zone. Consider different arrangements, guest house, B&B, resort hotel, doesn't matter. I used to tell Olga, pack a bag and we just take off, get in the car and go. This led to her saying the destination chooses you. Destiny, get it? The next item is start to research house sitters. It may take a bit of getting used to this, to the idea that you know other people in your space, but it's kind of no different than the pool guy or the lawn guy or somebody you trust to come do house cleaning. Once you get used to it, there are apps, travel groups, etc. We also do it occasionally. Start retiring now. If you do it step by step, it's really pretty easy. Well, there's the basics. Just a final note. We treat every travel day, whether we're shifting location from one hotel to another, or a full travel day where we're going across to another country. A travel day is a travel day, and you have to make adjustments for that. We rarely book connecting flights, preferring rather to have a layover and to stay a night to recoup. Breaking up the long travel segments gives you needed rest and lets you assimilate so you can explore new places and arrive alive. Olga says practice with the small trips at first, grabbing your pack and just going. You soon learn what to bring and what weighs you down. They talk about features and benefits, but figure out what's important to you. For example, today I packed a bean sandwich for a mid-trip snack. It sounds funny, but Olga smiled when I produced it. And here we are at the crescendo. Look for the opportunity in obstacles. There's always opportunity. Have a great retirement. And oh yeah, pleasant journey.